Down around the great Atchafalaya swamp, there was an old man named Medeo who had mastered the evil arts. At night, this man would go into his corn shed in secret and then shimmy out of his skin, similar to a snake, roll it up, and then stick it in the corner. Then, by the power of his evil spell, he would transform himself into a Fifolet. He'd float out into the swamp, dancing and bobbing as he goes, tempting everyone who crossed his path to follow him to their death and destruction. Soon, people surrounding the swamp began to disappear. Others followed the Fifolet and fell under this evil man's spell. They all became like the living dead, forced to slave away from Medeo, obeying his every command. But there was a young woman named Zula. She became quite curious as to what was going on. She recognized very quickly that the town that was once happy and dancing was now filled with people who looked dead in the eyes, walking and shuffling their feet. It wasn't long that she discovered Medeo going into this corn shed and coming out as a Fifolet. She immediately alerted the townspeople to let them know that Medeo was a Fifolet and he was slowly killing all of them, but no one listened. The people had no will of their own. Knowing she needed to fight, she ran to her cabin one night after seeing Medeo change into the Fifolet and grabbed some things that she knew would help defeat this evil creature. Quietly, she slipped back into the shed and found his skin. The skin was dry and cool to the touch, sort of like a lizard. She dipped her hand into her apron pocket and took out some salt and garlic and rubbed it on the skin. Also, a mixture of hot cayenne pepper. Just then, she heard the sound of cracking and burning at the door. It was the Fifolet, and it was mumbling words that she'd never heard before. It was Medeo, and as he tried to slip on his skin, he started itching and twitching and jumping all over the place. That's when he turns and sees Zula and says, "You did this. You're the one who did this. I'm gonna get you." Medeo's beard was burning blue and white flames, and his eyes were like red hot coals. Thick smoke poured from his nose and ears, and sparks began to fly from his fingers. As soon as he leapt to grab Zula, he immediately exploded. With the help of Le Bon Dieu, the good Lord, Zula was able to defeat that old Fifolet and release the people in her town from his evil spell. So now you know, if you ever come across a Fifolet, salt, garlic, and some hot cayenne pepper.